I love the movie. My question is, when I was watching, I imagined that it was just essentially you and your camera guy living there with them for months. I'd love to know how many of you were actually there filming, if it was just you, and how long were you there with the actors, and I was fascinated.
I can explain a little bit how we work with actors. First, I ask them, because all actors, they didn't have any experience, this kind of experience, living in the steppe. The only shepherd, the shepherd had a little bit experience, but not others. For example, the lady, actress Samal, she is from North Kazakhstan, and North Kazakhstan is more European style of life, you know, and she never lived in the youth, for example, and everything was very difficult for her, and also for all others. For the main character, also, he is not a professional actor. He is a student of a film academy as a future director, and everything was very, very hard for them. And I asked, for example, the family, father and mother and children. I asked them to live together 1 month before the shooting. During preparation, they lived together in the yurt, and I asked him to work as a shepherd, and I asked her also to work as a mother, you know, to look after children, to prepare everything, to cook, and that was 1 month before the shooting. That's why you see children so natural, and they behave, it's like family. For example, the shepherd, he is opera singer in real life. He is opera singer from theater, from Almaty. But the mother, the lady, Samal, she is a professional actress, theatrical actress, but at the same time, she was 19 years old, and it was very hard for her to cook, to live in the steppe, you know, to look after 3 children, because she was a child herself. And we spent this 1 month, and then we also we rehearsed a lot with actors, but not scenes, not emotional scenes. Emotional scenes we didn't rehearse. That was just, we rehearsed only movement, movement of camera, everything, but not. Maybe I have. Yes, we rehearsed only movement, and then that was just 1 or 2 takes of these very emotional scenes. But with children, you cannot rehearse. Of course, with the oldest boy, it was possible, and with girl, sometimes possible, sometimes not. But with the little boy, completely impossible. He was like an animal also. You have just to create situation with him, just to play with him, and then suddenly to switch on the camera. And he was unpredictable. He tried to destroy camera sometimes, microphone, or he was a real gift for us. But at the same time, he was a little devil, because he was a very, very, very dangerous guy, really.
I thought the film was very beautiful. And as an animal lover, I love to see a film where animals are on a par with human beings. I love that, the interaction. And I also related to the birthing scene, because I helped deliver lambs on a farm in England. So this meant something to me. One thing I didn't understand was, I didn't understand who the boss was, and why they had to ask permission of the boss to move. I mean, does he own the cattle? I didn't quite.
He's owner of. He's manager of owner, because there are in Kazakhstan there are rich people who has a lot of sheep, and they have managers like the boss, people who manage all these things, and of course they cannot move themselves, because they need tractor, they need everything, and they need permission also, because there are different places and there are different shepherds, and it's not they are not alone there, you know. They have some shepherds far away, but anyway there are, and it's not possible to go whenever you want.
So the sheep did not belong to Ondas, they belonged to the boss?
No, of course.
Oh.
Of course, Ondas also has, usually shepherds, they also have some sheep. Some, I don't know, maybe 10, 20 or 50, but the cattle is 1,000 sheep. Mm-hmm. If he would have all these sheep, he would be a rich guy, because it's quite expensive. The sheep are quite expensive there.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for a beautiful film.
Thank you, too.
Yeah, I was just wondering where you, or how you went about finding the actors in your film, and also you were saying that you didn't really rehearse the dialogue for the emotional scenes. How you sort of went about just rehearsing the action or the movements?
First, I spent a lot of time for casting to find actors, and I sent a lot of assistants to every Kazakh city to find people, and they were with small cameras, and they tried to shoot people everywhere, you know, just in the street, in the film schools, and professional actors. And then I think I saw thousands of different actors, also professionals. But most of them, especially from theaters, they could not act as I wanted, like I wanted, because I think in Kazakhstan, not very strong theater school. And I took, when I felt that I can work with these people, and I think that was the right choice now, what I see now. Even it was very difficult, if it was very difficult to work with the main actor, because he was not a real actor. But anyway, I see, because it's great work of him. And for some scenes, you know, with the main actor, for example, how we made these scenes with when he's talking about ocean, for example, about his experience. I rehearsed with him. I rehearsed with him also movement of camera, how they see it, and so on. And when I asked him to tell something about ocean, and when he started, it was very not interesting. It was not interesting at all. And then I didn't understand how to find what kind of key I can find for him. And once I asked him, because he is also from village, from North Kazakhstan, and once I asked him, listen, forget about octopus, forget about sawfish. Please tell me just about your horses from your village. And since that moment, he started, you know, to tell fantastic things. Because in fact, he was telling about his horses. Of course, on screen he said right dialogues, but he improvised also. He improvised. I just told him a little bit main direction of conversation and main things to say. But in fact, in his brain, and he was telling that time, he was telling about horses, how he loves them. But it's you see, when he said at the same time about octopus, that was very, very good and very fantastic, because in fact he was saying about his inner love, you know, because he loves horses. In fact, he was telling about horses.
Sergei, thanks so much. That's all we have time for. But thanks again for bringing us
Thank you.
Beautiful film.
Thank you.